Upstairs. All right, let's call to order the Board of Adjustment meeting for November 28th, 2018. Welcome, one and all. Let's have a roll call, please. Kim?
Chairman Elliott,
Here.
Mr. Rabowski,
Here.
Mr. Burris,
Here.
Mr. Eisner,
Here.
Ms. Turner.
Present.
Thank you. All right, we have one item on the agenda. It's a variance number 18-138 to reduce the required setback for a single side yard and total combined side yards, 607 Riverside Drive. For the benefit of our vast television audience, that's at Tarpon Drive where the stop sign is. And let's begin with the staff report, please, Louis.
I'm going to need to swear in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
Right.
Anyone wishing to testify this evening or speak this evening, if you could please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn. And that would include the applicant if you'd like to speak. Yep, if you could stand and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So sworn.
All right, I'd like to ask the board if we could waive the usual quasi-judicial statement. There's nobody here in the audience except the applicant. What do you think about that? Our legal counsel has said if we say yes, then she'll.
I agree.
Agree? All agree?
Agree.
Am I right? Okay. So that being said, then let's begin with our staff report, please, Mr. Luis.
All right, Luis Cerna, presenting staff comments. This application is to authorize a variance to reduce the required total side yard setback to allow for the addition of an open pergola on an existing single-family residence. The property is located at 607 Riverside Drive. The zoning is R100. The R100 district requires a minimum of 10 feet with a total setback of 25 feet for both side yards. The side setbacks of the existing house are already non-conforming. The proposed pergola will not extend any further into the side setback than the existing house. However, a variance is required because the length of the building is increasing, and it is a non-conforming building. The subdivision in which this house is located was platted in 1924. The residence has been there since 1961, with a major addition in 2015. The minimum lot width of this district is 100 feet. Since this property is only 60 feet wide, however, it is considered a non-conforming lot again, but it was created legally. In regard to the criteria for granting a variance of 2015.02B, the findings of staff are contained in the report, and our findings is that the request does meet the criteria for granting a variance, primarily because of the non-conforming width of the property of 60 feet, and this was outside of the control of the neighborhood, or control of the applicant, I'm sorry, when this subdivision was created. The request should be for variance of 5.2 feet. I think the staff report in the findings indicates that only 4.5 feet is needed, but the applicant and the application is correct. It should be a variance request of 5.2 feet in order to meet the requirements. Our recommendation, based on the findings of fact that are in the staff report, are for approval, subject to the applicant obtaining a building permit within 2 years. There is a survey in your packet that indicates the location of the house and the location of the pergola. But again, our recommendation is for approval.
Thank you. I'd like to make a little clarification. I believe you said the minimum lot width in this district is 100 feet. And if that's what was said, I think you want to say something.
Yes, it is 75 feet, but again, the existing lot width is 60 feet.
Okay, thank you. Questions from the board of the staff? The applicant is here. Would you like to make a statement? If you want to, please come forward and tell us what you want to do and why. Gotta state your name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Karen Gruhl Sarakman. My address is 607 Riverside Drive. I have lived at that residence for the past 24 years, and I finally got married a few years ago, and my husband and I decided we needed some more space. So we love our neighborhood, we love the city of Tarpon Springs, and we built an addition in 2015. The final part of our dream is to build a small pergola on the side of our house. I've enclosed some photographs just to give you an idea of what the property looks like at this moment. And all we wanted to do was just put a pergola that's approximately 7 feet from the side of the house, the east side of the house, that we could just use as a cover for like a little barbecue area. But unfortunately, I've had to apply for a variance, or fortunately, we're not in the, we don't want to do anything that the city is not going to bless, so to speak. So before I spent the money to have an architect draw the design for a pergola, I wanted to make sure that that would be allowed and see if we could get the variance. So it's just a small structure. It's going to be, if you grant the variance, we would have it constructed in between the two sets of little steps that are already there, and we'd just use that as a little barbecue area. Do you have any questions? I'm sorry. That's all.
Questions from anybody?
A quick question. What will you be making in the barbecue?
I'll make anything you want. Grilled shrimp, steak.
It was just a joke. I'm just kidding. Sometimes I can't control myself.
Yeah, that's a fact.
My husband is a big barbecuer, so,
Thank you. I have no questions. Lee.
okay.
But I do think, just a point of clarification, this might be a staff thing, is the variance is for the posts are within the setback area, correct? But it's the, I don't know what the heck you call those things.
Overhang.
You know, the
The
nifty
lattice?
things.
Like
Yes,
the
thank
lattice?
you. The
Okay.
slats going across, that's what's kind of encroaching. Is that correct? Did I read that correctly?
No, well, essentially, the setback is being measured from the posts, the vertical members. The code does allow for overhang, so the slats can be counted as overhang area. That's where we get to the 5.2 feet, is because the setback is measured from the posts, the vertical member of that structure.
Okay, all right, thanks for the clarification.
Anyone else? Well, first, I want to commend you on behalf of the board, if I can speak for the board, for doing things correctly, coming to us ahead of time, and a lot of people, perhaps even your neighborhood, according to the staff report, have done things on Sundays, you know, when nobody's there to inspect, and appreciate your willingness to come forward and
Thank you.
ahead of time and file for the variance application. Well, we should give, maybe there should be some kind of a discount if you do things correctly. Maybe we should give a rebate or some kind of a blue plate special.
We'll take it out of your pay.
Keep a, you
We
know.
upgrade the computer age.
Secondly, just minor point. I was in the library today walking through the aisles and I saw a book on pergolas that you may want to look at. I'm going to probably take it out myself for designs on what to do. Okay, there's nobody in the audience, so we can dispense with cross-examination and all that. Are we ready for a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion on the motion? Okay, let's have a roll call, please, Kim.
Ms. Turner,
Approve?
Mr. Eisner,
Yes.
Mr. Burris,
Yes.
Mr. Robowski,
Yes.
Mr. Elliott.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much again. You got a
Thank
beautiful
you.
home, beautiful yard, and
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
thank you for investing in Tarpon Spring. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Thank you, you too.
All right. All right. Any comments on what was number 4 from the staff about what's going on? Or?
That application was actually withdrawn by the applicant just today. Prior to today, it's actually an application that could never have been heard by this board anyways, but it's kind of moot at this point. They've withdrawn their application.
Okay. Next item then is number 5, approval of the minutes. There was a correction I thought that I raised with our staff. The minutes are, as always, very good, but there was a comment attributed to me when it really was to Mr. Eisner. I know we sound a little differently sometimes, but
but look alike.
Well, thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. That's on page, help me, page 6 in the middle there. Even Mr. Eisner clarified, and that has already been corrected on the final draft. Excuse me, of the minutes. So are we ready for a motion on the minutes or any questions or corrections?
Motion to approve? As amended?
Second,
All right, a roll call, please.
Mr. Glenn, Ms. Turner,
Approve.
Mr. Eisner,
yes.
Mr. Burris,
Yes.
Mr. Obowski,
Yes.
Mr. Elliott.
Yes, thank you. Next is number 6, staff comments. Nothing from our staff? Okay.
I have no comment.
Number 7, board comments. If I could start off, I asked last month that the orders, the most recent orders be given to the board. They've already been signed, but I wanted to make sure the board is happy with the wording of the various orders, especially the one with the sidewalk waiver. In case that does go further, I want to make sure that those who voted in the majority are happy with the wording. And if not, then you can, I don't know what the answer might be, to raise it today or to the city attorney's office. Or
The order's been rendered on that case, so you guys, I don't have, I don't know if they do that, but if you are looking to correct any of those orders have already been rendered.
any comments on those orders at all from anybody? Have you read them? Also, is there a meeting next month? Any ideas? Christmas?
Yes, we have 2 items.
And the date of the meeting is,
I believe December 19th, correct?
I won't be here.
Jim, you
I
can
won't be
correct
here.
me if I'm wrong.
So
December 19th.
make sure Mr. Glenzer is notified. Any other board comments?
Hearing none.
Ready for a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, let's go for it. All right. Meeting is adjourned at 7:15.
Nothing if not efficient,
Dude.
like it.